Well, hello. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Kimberly Borgens. So those of you who know me, or don't know me, I should say, I'm Kimberly Borgens, and I am the lead bee in the Hive Society here. So I just want to welcome you. So there's some new people who've joined the Hive Society, and I just want to acknowledge and welcome you. My goal is to empower, to educate, and to encourage you as a woman entrepreneur in business, as the leader in your business, right? In your community. I want to empower you to be more involved in your network and to prepare you to take the lead, right? In any circumstances in business, right? We want to rise above the challenges and thrive in everything that you do. And I really want to support you in doing that. And that's the main reason why I've been holding these Facebook Lives here in the Hive Society is I really do, my heart and soul is really to encourage and empower women to be successful in business so that they can take care of themselves, take care of their families, take care of their communities, and really grow in business. So if you're, if you're wondering a little bit about me, there's a quick little a blurb on that. So today I'm going to talk about products and services, right? Your products and services. Most of the people that I work with are in service-based industries. And just like myself, I'm in service-based business, both in my security business. We do private security, private investigations, and it's a service-based industry. We are of service. We are, servicing our clients' needs. We're finding ways to service employees and getting them the place that they want to be. But also as a business consultant and a coach, as an accredited coach, it's my job to be of service, is to help my clients and encourage my clients, to be powerful in the goals that they're setting, in the growth they want in their business. And, how do you do that if you're in a service-based business and, and be unique enough, right, to grow in business? So how do you do that? So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today, is what kinds of products and services you might be offering. And if you read the title here, it's, is there, can you add something to your current products and services? Can you add something that would bring value, that would, bring you to that next level of income for yourself, or, that next level of bringing in a new client, whatever that is. So, I just want to give you some hints, tips, and ideas on that today. So with that being said, let's talk about that. Service-based businesses, how do you price yourself? Well, first off, we'll get into that today. But we're mainly, I want to first start with, what are those products and services? And just know I'm only going to get, I only have a short amount of time for these that I'm choosing, because come on, you're not going to sit here and watch me for an hour. Let's be real. Okay. So let's just bring it down to, a good 15, maybe 20 minutes. And then from there, you can go to the Hive Society membership, and I have full access to lots of content about this. I have pricing valuations, how to evaluate your pricing, and all of those things in the Hive Society. So if you want more in-depth content, more clear how-tos, for growing your successful service-based business, then that might be a conversation that we have about joining the Hive Society membership. But today, products and services. Do you know right now what you're offering, right? What are those things that you're getting paid for? Look, I'm not even talking about giving it away. We're going to talk about that in a later time, right? I know a lot of women who tend to give away or give discounts, and we're going to talk about that in a future training. So today we're going to talk about just really what are those products and services you're currently offering others that they pay you for. Okay, so I want to be clear what they pay you for. So one of them is, we call it, like, you get paid, and there's like the low touch, where you don't put a lot of, touch on that person, that client, that group. Then there's the medium touch, where they have more of you. They get to ask you more questions. They get to have more connection with you. And then there's high touch, Okay. And so, I'm going to talk about all three of those for you here. The first one being the low touch. So low touch is pretty simple. Those are your ebooks. Those are your quick start guides, right? Your self-study programs, any courses that you have recorded and people can just, buy in an evergreen, mode. Evergreen workshops and trainings, right? Those are all what we consider low touch paid products, memberships, affiliate programs, partnering up with other service industries, right? And and finding ways to complement each other's services. So those are what we consider those low touch products. So think about for you, what low touch products do you have? This means that you're not, you spent time building the low touch product or piece, right? These are not your free giveaways, by the way. These are not your list building freebies, right? These are those things that, whether you charge $9.95, $9.95 up to, $1,000 or $2,000. These can be low touch, simple programs for you. So what are those things that you have? Make a list of those. Is there something I said today that might be added to your current list, right? So quick start guides. I have, a delegating quick start guide. So people who have never delegated, that's one of the quick start guides that I have. And I break it down like, here's why you want to delegate. Here's how you delegate. Here's how you create that in a quick start guide. So it makes it really simple and really easy for someone who's needing to delegate, get some things off of their plate, right? That they can get the delegating quick start guide. Ebook series. Maybe you have an ebook series, those self-study programs, right? Or those courses that you've already done in the past. Can you monetize those? Right? Creating those evergreen workshops and trainings. So those are your low touch, you get paid for it. And the more that you can get of those, then the less that you're doing, right? So you want to think about that, because as you grow in business, you have other things that you need to do, and you are meant to be doing the right things for you and your business. But if you're focused on, doing these low touch things consistently, then you're putting all your energy in that, then really you're going to be sitting in the hamster wheel, right? Going over and over and over again. So let's look at the medium. So these are paid programs that have medium touch with you. So a medium touch program would be a group coaching program, for example. If you do group coaching, if you do, training of any sort, you can do these in group format, right? I know that I have done many group trainings. So I haven't done it in a while, but I may reconsider it. But I used to have these lunch and learns in my office. And the lunch and learns every week would be a specific topic. And I do a series of like 6 or 8 of these lunch and learns. And these had medium touch. They had me live and in person, right? And we would interact with the participants. I would be training them on something specific so that they had to learn. And the goal was you bring your bag lunch, and, we called it the brown bag series, and bring your lunch in, and I would give you training during your lunch hour, right? So it would be about 45 minutes of time. And I would work with them on things like, back in the day when Facebook was so much easier and less complicated, and you didn't have to, pay for every ad out there just to get connections, right? I would, teach people how to use Facebook for their business. So that was just one example. How to be a leader, stepping into the qualities of your business, how to network, getting out and networking from a private investigative perspective, right? So these were my lunch and learns. So these were, it could be group coaching, it could be, lunch and learns, little training series, mastermind groups that you can facilitate, right? That you're facilitating the outcomes for everybody there. The bonus with a mastermind is really it's everybody in the group working together, and you're more of a facilitator versus a coach with your group coaching. You can get out. Another medium touch is to get out and be a speaker somewhere, whether it be a 20-minute to 45-minute speaking gig that you can get paid for, or your lunch is paid for in some cases. You can host webinars, right? You can hold summits. These are all medium touch products and services that you can be offering in your business. And then there's the high touch. These are where your heart and soul comes in. They're going to have the best contact with you, one-on-one coaching. It's very specific for each client. And that's the high touch process. They get you one-on-one, whether it be virtually or live and in person, however that works for you in your business, right? Maybe you're doing VIP sessions. Okay. It's time with clients from, that have been in your other touch levels, your medium or your small touch, your low touch sessions, but you offer a VIP day just for those clients. So you can offer those VIP sessions. Maybe it's an hour session, maybe it's a half day session or a full day session, depending on what level in your business that you are. You can offer retreats where it's all completely high touch. And these would be, of course, the higher pay ticket items, right? You can become a keynote speaker for, an organization that's putting on a big presentation, a summit, and they need a keynote speaker. And they know that you can bring value and you can get the sales necessary for them to, really be paid in essence. They're going to get paid back by your sales, but they're going to pay you for being there. Or maybe, I'm no Mel Robbins or Brene Brown, right? But they are getting paid for their speaking, right? As a keynote speaker. So you could be a mini version of all of those. So those are some of the ways that you can add products and services based on low touch, medium touch, and high touch. If you don't have a lot of time available, because maybe you're booked with clients, or because you're just starting out in your business and you're working a job right now, right? You don't have a whole lot of time. So you might not want to put a lot of high touch products and services in place right now because your time is a time constraint. Okay, does that make sense? Whereas if you have less time available, then you would want to have like one high touch product and service, and then you could have one or two or, of the smaller ones. So take a look at those products and services that you have right now. If you have products and services in place, then it might be time to start talking about giving yourself a raise. What if you could give yourself a raise, right? What if you could give yourself a raise that didn't take a whole lot of effort? Maybe you don't need to give yourself a raise, but maybe it's time for you to hire somebody. Hire somebody to support you, whether it be a virtual assistant, a live assistant. Maybe it's somebody who's helping you out when it comes to technology, right? Whatever that is look at that for you. Is that hiring people to help you grow is really important? Or, look at letting some of your, it might be a time to look at your products and services that you have now, and it might be time to let some of them go because they're not serving you. And instead, you're creating confusion because you're, really, you're a jack of all trades and master of none kind of person in your industry and your sales and in your products and services. And so if you can take a few things away, what that does is it creates a heightened space for people to want to play with you because they see that you have very finite products and services. So there's a lot of things that you can do. So I want to just talk about giving yourself a raise for a minute. Okay. Because giving yourself a raise does not have to be hard, especially in the economic times that's happening right now. Look, you can go to the grocery store, right? And you can buy a box of, let's say, macaroni and cheese, right? And let's say 5 years ago, that box of macaroni and cheese was an 8-ounce box. The box size is still the same size, but the truth is that there's only 5 ounces in your macaroni and cheese now, right? They have given themselves a raise and they didn't have to ask your permission. Okay. So this happens all the time. You get smaller boxes, or you get less content in your bag of potato chips, or, whatever it is. If you'll notice, things are starting to pare down because that's how they can shift the mindset of the consumer. It looks the same, but you don't realize how much little is in there now. They don't have to ask your permission. But in service-based businesses, it seems like we have to ask permission every time we want to do a raise. We get balked at. People like, no, that's too high. I can't afford that. But they can't afford it. They're just not willing to. They haven't seen the value in it, right? But the truth is that we need to give ourselves raises. And the simplest form of giving yourself a raise without making it look, as big as giving yourself a raise. This is what I call the retail store version of service industry raises. So let's say you do coaching as an example, and you have your coaching clients and you're doing a 60-minute coaching call. It's an hour coaching call with them and it's X amount of dollars. So let's just say, at a medium range, $200 an hour for a coaching session. Well, what if you knock that time down to 45 minutes? Same $200 coaching session, but now it's 45 minutes. Guess what? You just gave yourself a raise. Now you have 45 minutes in that time frame. In a day, you could add another client if you moved all of your clients down to 45 minutes. Or, hey, let's go a little rogue. Let's go 30-minute sessions. Right? Same $200. But now you're down to a 30-minute session. So for me, what I found when I was doing 1-hour coaching sessions, I would work with my clients, but then there was a lot of extra, talking, chatting, in essence, trying to come up with what I called fluff, right? Trying to fill in that time to make sure that they got their full hour. When I knocked my coaching down to 30-minute sessions, it was on the spot. We took care of business. And then they had another 30 minutes after they got off the phone with me to get into action to do what they were, on the call with me for. So if you think that, I'm going to be cheating my client if I go down to a 30-minute session, I'm going to challenge your thought on that, because my coaching sessions are 30-minute sessions. We go in, we get focused, we do what we need to do, and there's no fluff there. It doesn't mean I don't have like open hours that people can come in and that we can chat. We can like add in the extra things that wasn't in our coaching session. All my coaching clients get what I call a pre-coaching form. They get a pre-call form, which they complete. So they're spending a little bit of their time in there and they fill that out. So when they come to me, I already know half of what we're going to go over during our coaching session. Do you see how you can shift it by creating other pieces of value and having other things in place so that you can raise your prices without the costs going up, right? It doesn't have to be hard to do that. The biggest thing when it comes to, if you're going to raise your prices monetarily, let's say you're a $200 coach and you want to go to a $250 or a $300 an hour coach, right? Then you have to add more value. So it doesn't mean that you have to add a whole lot more, but they have to have a perceived value that is what is going to happen, that they're going to get the most out of you. What could you do to add value? What is something that you can do to add that value for those clients, right? So that's the biggest thing, is looking at, can I give myself a raise? What are my current products and services? And can I knock some of those things down and be more specific and more focused, right? Versus having everything under the sun. And yeah, they'll buy the cheapest thing from you, but they're not willing to upgrade to the next level. Well, what if you didn't have the cheapest thing there and they are willing to upgrade because they can see that, they're going to get more value from you. So, sometimes you have to take away so that you can raise up in your value of who you are and what your business is, right? So, think about, what is it that you want to bring to the table? What is it that you want to create for you and your business, right? That's the most important thing, is that, products and services, you get to determine what those products and services are. Now, there's some key things that you want to do when you're trying to discover what the prices are for your products and service, like doing some research, find out what your competition's doing, find out what your competition is not doing, because maybe you can add that and you become more unique, right? You become more sought after. So find out what those things are. And look, I know that, when it comes to the service-based businesses, like for example, in my security business, right? We are not the cheapest company, right? We are not. We will never be. We never have been, right? Our prices are higher. And yet here we are 30 years in business. And the reason our prices are higher is because we offer more value. We don't just hire the bottom rung people, right? We have a 24-hour dispatch team, see more added value, right? We have, when there is a client complaint, we don't push it under the rug. We solve it. We get in there. We find out what the issue is. We try to resolve every aspect of it. And then we're better for the next time with our clients, right? So think about in your business, right? What are those added pieces that if you added those things, then the value of what you offer is a little bit higher. In your coaching business, can you offer office hours that people can come in? All of your coaching clients at the same time can come in and talk to you, during that time thing. It's open-ended questions. There's nothing there as just one way to create more value in your business. So today we're talking about products and services. Can you add something? Can you take something away? Can you give yourself a raise? As simplistically as you possibly can, to keep your business moving forward. Well, I hope there was a little nugget that you could take from today. If you could take one thing out of today and put it into play, I'd love to hear that, that one thing that you're going to add to or take away from your business. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. So again, Kimberly Borgens with Be a Legacy, and you're here in the Hive Society, and I am so grateful to have you here. Let me know in the comments below if you got any value out of today's live. All right. Have a great week. Bye-bye.